Knock Down the House is the new documentary on Netflix starring AOC. Hi, thanks for watching. Today I want to talk about the new documentary on Netflix, Knock Down the House. It just came out yesterday, May 1st, and I watched it last night, and I wanted to give you my take on what I thought of the film. Now, first off, a couple spoilers, okay? This is about the last campaign. It involved four insurgent candidates in the Democratic Party, AOC, and three other people. Now, I watched it last night, and I don't remember the names of the three other candidates. AOC was running in New York, of course, but there was someone from West Virginia, Nevada, and Missouri. I think there really wasn't enough time spent on the other candidates, and when they did focus on the other candidates, there was never any, chyron or anything on the screen to let you know who it was. And so often when I was watching it, I forgot who the person was, what their name was, what state they were in, and that was a little confusing. I only watched it once. I'm not going to go back and rewatch it. But that was a little confusing to me. But probably half the movie focused on AOC and her campaign. Now, the background for this was there were some organizations, the Justice Democrats and a new Congress, and the filmmaker reached out to them and said, hey, who are some people that we can follow for this documentary? And these are the four people that they chose to follow. Now, luckily for the filmmaker, one of them was Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, who turned out to have one of the biggest wins, since Trump, I guess. And that was the real main focus of the story, of her being a bartender and her starting the campaign, learning about it, and going out and campaigning. There were three other candidates that they went to, but again, like I say, I forgot who they were. Now, the difference between AOC and the other candidates didn't win, by the way, spoiler alert, was that AOC is attractive, she's charismatic, whether you like her or not, she definitely commands a room, and when she speaks, all eyes are on her. The other candidates, as nice and smart as they were, just didn't have that X factor that AOC had, and that was something that she really had. I don't think she would have been successful if she didn't have that, if she weren't that charismatic, if she weren't that attractive, if when she went and spoke, if she didn't command the attention that she did, I doubt that she would have won. But it goes into the campaign of her against Joe Crowley, who's a longtime congressman from New York, and it really did expose these candidates that are just entrenched in the system, that don't seem to care about their constituents or anything like that. They're just part of the system, and they are who they are. And I think that this film did a good job of exposing that. Now, whether you are on the right or the left, I think there are many lessons that can be learned from this film. I like the idea of challenging, of running a primary candidate against these politicians that just don't seem to be doing it anymore for who they represent. And so this may become a trend in the future. Now, some of the things that I liked about the film, I appreciated seeing the candor of AOC, of what she went through in her campaign. I feel like I know more about her. Now, I was never a person that was really that interested in AOC. I didn't ever watch her Instagram stories or her Twitter or anything like that. And so a lot of this was new for me. Frankly, anytime she came up, I usually just ignored it. But it was fun to watch this film, and I feel like I learned a bit more about the candidate, where she's coming from. I think that this film would have been so much more powerful and so much more popular had it come out about 3 or 4 months ago. I think at this time there's a bit of fatigue about Ocasio-Cortez, and there may not be as much interest as there would have been earlier in the year. But, congrats to the filmmaker for getting this done. I would have liked to have seen more of the other candidates or less. The amount of time that they got really wasn't enough for me to get to know them and care about them. And so I would have wanted more or less. The amount of time that they got, I think, was not beneficial to the film overall. I might have just made the entire film about AOC. But I think if you are a fan of hers, you'll enjoy this film. And if you can stomach watching her, you may enjoy the film. I understand that she triggers many people, and this will probably be more of the same, but it does show her as a real human being and not a caricature, which she seems to have become these days. The film Knock Down the House is available on Netflix. I think you should check it out. I think it's worth the time. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Peace. Help me reach my goal of 1 million. Make that 4,000 subscribers by hitting the like button and subscribing.